Babylon could be described as Damien Chazelle's ultimate love and hate letter to Hollywood. His previous films Whiplash and La La Land are both thematically concerned with the cost of dreams. Babylon pushes this theme to the extreme.
I don't know. I always wanted to go on a movie set.
The film explores the cost of dreams in Hollywood and how much one sacrifices their own artistry to make it in the Hollywood business. Taking place during the transition of silent films to talkies, Babylon is a film of two halves. The first half, Chazelle's love letter to Hollywood, depicts the magic of movie sets, lavish parties of the 1920s, and the rise in success for young, unknown talent during the silent era. The film's latter half is a descent into darkness, depicting the underbelly of Hollywood. This is Chazelle's hate letter. The shift from silent film to talkies was not an advancement that treated everyone well. The film clearly explores this idea through all of the characters. However, it is Jack Conrad, the character played by Brad Pitt, whose storyline makes this idea obvious. In one memorable scene, a stripped-down Jack Conrad drunkenly monologues to Manny about Hollywood going stale. The bright, bluish, and almost overbearing morning light of the scene helps it to stand out against the previously dimly lit and heavily red-adorned scenes of the party the night before.
We've got to innovate. We've got to inspire.
The center framing of Jack and the slow push-in of the camera as he dramatically delivers his ideas suggest that he believes he will be at the forefront of this innovation. However, it all comes crashing down when he trips off the side of the balcony into the pool, foreshadowing his fall from the graces of Hollywood. Later in the film, Jack Conrad confronts movie critic Eleanor St. John about the scathing article she has published about him. It is in this scene that his fears are confirmed. He's a has-been.
I'm on a dry spell.
No. It's over. It's been over for a while. I'm sorry.
The scene is much slower than the previous scenes.
That's so quickly followed by a gorgeous scene that Jean and Brad have together. It's very highbrow kind of writing, and right before it, I'm projectile vomiting on people. So I was like,
the shallow focus used, particularly on Pitt's character, highlights the small micro-reactions in his face as he listens to Eleanor's brutal honesty about the state of his career.
There's nothing you could have done differently. There's nothing you can do. Your time has run out.
The camera pushes in on Jack as he toys with the idea that he never really mattered. This scene highlights the purposeful casting choices of Babylon. You can't help but think about Brad Pitt's own career whilst the scene unfolds. The star image of Jack Conrad does not seem too dissimilar to Brad Pitt's own star image, if we use the criteria laid out by Dyer. Brad has alleged alcohol issues and has been divorced twice. The roles he chooses to play are often heroes, the male romantic lead, and they almost always ooze masculinity. From what we are shown in Babylon, Jack's roles are the same. This adds layers to the scene. We recognize Brad as a Hollywood legend, and to see his character, that is so similar to Brad, come to terms with the end of his career is made all the more heartbreaking to watch.
But in 100 years, when you and I are both long gone, anytime someone threads a frame of yours through a sprocket, you will be alive again.
However, we come to realize, as Jack does, that he is not going to be immortalized on screen. Well, not the real him at least.
So how's your movie?
Shit. The giant swing of mediocrity.
It isn't just his most recent film either. Jack has the realization that all 82 of his movies were just productions in a larger machine, churned out by the studios. None of them truly reflect him as an artist. This scene is very introspective, as seen again with a shallow focus used and a teary-eyed, subtle performance from Brad Pitt.
It was the most magical place in the world, wasn't it?
As the last bit of his old life leaves him, represented by Lady Fei Zhu clad in red, the colour that represents the good days we saw in the first half of the film, we as the audience begin to feel a sense of dread as Jack calmly ascends the stairs to his room. Giving away all the cash he has on him to a hotel worker, his intentions become clear. The music swells as he slowly dances to his hotel room. He seems to be at peace with his decision, and we as the audience are given time to accept it via the slow tracking shot to his room. Through the gap in the door, we see his last moments before he ends his life. The image of Jack Conrad now immortalized forever on screen, but his artistry never truly captured. Jack's identity was so embedded with Hollywood that when it rejected him, he struggled to find meaning outside of it. This is the cost of dreams in Babylon. The challenges individuals face in pursuing their dreams in the competitive and sometimes unforgiving world of Hollywood ultimately don't matter. The key idea seems to be the acceptance of one's role as a small part in the ever-progressing entity of cinema, or risk becoming lost in the shadows of the past.